I'd like to hand over the stage to Nika Manandar. She is a moderator of our event. She is a software engineer and a project manager. Let's hear more from her. Thank you.
Thank you, Asta. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. So as Asta mentioned, I'm Sonika Manandar, and I spent 8 years of my life as a computer engineer, and last 5 months as a co-founder of my own startup. And I'll be spending the next 2 hours of my life as a moderator of today's panel. And the topic is girls in technology, and I'm super delighted to be a moderator of this session. So let me start with 2 interesting questions, or maybe facts. So do you know what was the first ever computer bug reported? You know, we talk about computer bugs a lot, right? I mean, bug ayo bhaन्छौँ नि हैन? So what do you think, what was the first ever recorded bug? It was literally a bug. It was a fly, moth, the butterfly family ko हुन्छ नि. So it was reported. That's where the word bug was coined. And then the second question is, do you know who reported it? Who coined that word? It was a female computer scientist named Grace Hopper, and she found a bug in her computer in Harvard University long time back. And with this fact, today we will discuss similar interesting life experiences of girls in technology who are here with us today as our panelists, each one with their own unique inspirational journey. So how we will run this panel discussion is we will talk about their life stories. I have a lot of questions to ask to them, and we'll also open up for the questions for the audience as well. So let me start introducing our panelists. Our first panelist is Miss Ida Rizal. She is the CEO of Sochware, which is a tech company that uses technology such as artificial intelligence to solve real-world issues. And recently, she won our world's largest student competition, Microsoft Imagine Cup, in the artificial intelligence category. Welcome her. Please be seated, Ida. Thank you. Our second panelist is Ms. Avigya Pokhrel. She is a project manager at Encel. She is project manager at Encel Axiata with an experience of 10 years in telecommunications. She is a telecommunication engineer. And prior to joining Encel, she was with Vodafone UK, where she started her career. And she is also an active member of Agile Nepal and Spiral Nepal, and leading the transformation project of Encel involving people, process, tool, and technological domain. Our third panelist is Ms. Preetu Singh Thakuri. She is one of the youngest CEO in Nepal and currently leading one of the fastest growing WordPress online resource website based in Nepal called wpall.club. And it is an aggregator website where you can get anything related to WordPress, including blogs, products, services, etc. We'll hear from her more later. Please be seated. Our fourth panelist is Ms. Doban Rai. She is an education and outreach coordinator at NAMI. She is a researcher, writer, programmer, and designer. And she did her PhD from the computer science department at Worcester Polytechnic Institute in USA, and that too with Fulbright scholarship. And she is a board member, she is also a board member at NAMI. Welcome, ma'am. Our last but not the least panelist is Ms. Karvika Thapa. She is a CEO at Kimbutech. She has 14 years of experience in leading IT projects in various industries like healthcare, education, and retail in United States. And currently, she leads IT offshoring project for clients from Israel and the United States. And one of the interesting facts about her is she relocated recently to Nepal to educate and create employment in the IT sector. And she loves to tell everyone that she is a mother of 2 beautiful daughters. All right, so now you know who our panelists are. Let me dig deep into their stories. But let me first try to look at your faces. All right, I'd like to start with Ms. Preetu. We'd love to know what was the story behind you founding your company, WP All, at such an early age? Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sankati. Like most of the students, I was a very average and clueless bio student during my plus two days. So I was doing a biology. Why, if you ask me why I was doing biology, like it was a kind of trend, you know. I scored a good marks in my SLC, and now we have to choose science. And because I am girl and when ongoing with the trend, I have to do medical science or something like that. So I joined biology in my plus two. After I did my plus two in biology, then there was a gap of 6 months, right, after plus two graduation. So I want to do something, I want to utilize that time. I want to do something worthy. I want to learn some skill. So luckily, I get in touch with one of my distant relatives who had an IT company. So I went there, and since I have no knowledge about technologies, I learned there some sub-technical skills such as digital marketing, content writing, and all those stuffs. And then while doing the training, and I get to know about technology, and I was doing basically in WordPress platform. So I fell in love with WordPress. So I found it very interesting. And I thought, why don't I build up my career in this? And when I went back to my parents and said, I want to make my career in this, I think IT is a good platform, and there are very less girls doing on it. And first question they asked me, then why did you did your plus two in biology? Isn't it a waste? So it was quite hard to convince my parents that a biology graduate wants to join the IT. So I took a year gap after my plus two just to accumulate all those resources and convince my parents that yes, IT is a good field for me and I want to get into it. So back then, when I was taking content marketing and content writing training, I thought of a project. Why don't we convert this skill as a business? We can do content marketing business, and especially when I was getting training into WordPress, so I thought of WordPress content marketing business. So along with my associate company, I established a company named WP All Club, which is an aggregator site of anything and everything related to WordPress. There, since I don't have any technical knowledge back then, I thought let's begin with the soft technical skills. So I start accumulating ideas related to WordPress, and I started an aggregator site where you can get everything and anything about WordPress. First we started with blog, then we started product promotion over there, and then services. Now I'm very proud to say that we have covered almost all the WordPress companies of Nepal and many international as well. So this is how WPO began.
Thank you. Wow, that's an amazing story. So you started your company at the age of 18.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So it's been 3 years now.
Yes.
And then you started your company when you didn't even start the bachelor level of studies, right?
Yes.
Wow. So how did you decide to do that all of a sudden? Like, of course, when you only have educational level of +2, you're confused. You don't know whether I should, become a doctor because you took biology, right, or nurse, or engineering, or So, what made you choose this career path?
So what I believe is you don't need any degree to get started in something that interests you. If something interests you, just get into it. You don't have to wait for your bachelor degree. And many times what I've seen is even the bachelor graduates are very clueless and confusion about what to do next. Yeah? Even though they have degree, they don't know what next. So I found my field of interest. Now, what I thought is, okay, I'll take a year gap. I'll explore more on this. It's okay if I lost my 1 year. It's not going to be a big deal. Whatever I do is I will learn something from it. Even though I felt I will learn. So that made me feel, that drive me to make my career in IT. And after that, exploring whole IT, mainly in WordPress, then what I thought is, okay, this is what I always wanted to be in. This is me now. Now I don't have to do, I don't need any college certification, master certification, or anything. Now I have to start right away. And okay, education is a major part of our career. So Now I will start my career in IT. So I joined Software College of IT and E-commerce after a year gap from my +2, and now I am studying at Software. Now I am gaining more technical knowledge and technical ideas, skill, and what I believe is from all those skills, now I am going to do much better in this field. Further, at the back, I was just using my soft technical skills, and I come to this much, then if I have more technical knowledge and more on this field, then I believe that I could achieve more than this, and this is not my horizon. I have to go beyond it. So I'm studying IT right now, and I'm an IT student of 2nd year.
Nice. Wow. So, Preetuko banai anusar चाहिँ it is not necessary for you to study IT and go work in IT industry. You can start doing something in IT and then choose that career path, right? That is an amazing story. Thank you so much, Preetu. Now I'd like to direct my question to Miss Ida. So you also became a CEO at very early in your career while you were a student, right? So can you tell us a bit about your journey and what inspired you to do that?
Thank you so much, Sonika. I'd like to start from a bit early of the age, how actually I got interested into the field of technology. So हामी बच्चा हुँदाखेरि भर्खरै कम्प्युटर आएको थियो हैन अनि मेरो घरमा त्यो हुन्छ नि यत्रो ठुलो बक्सवाला मोनिटर वी कल इट सीआरटी मोनिटर त्यो सीआरटी मोनिटर अनि त्यसपछि सेतो कलरमा थियो आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर द कलर सो अङ्कलले लिएर आउनु भयो गुड पार्ट फर मी वाज बिकज मोस्ट अफ माई मामाज एन्ड अङ्कल्स दे वर इन इन्जिनियरिङ फिल्ड आई गट ह्यान्ड्स इन एक्सपिरियन्स एन्ड गट टु लिसन टु वाट दे ह्याड टु से एन्ड उहाँहरूको त्यो एक्सपिरियन्स चाहिँ मैले बच्चादेखि सुन्न पाउँथेँ कि अनि सानै हुँदाखेरिदेखि चाहिँ त्यो सिपियु खोलेर त्यहाँभित्र के छ के हुनसक्छ भन्नु पोसिबिलिटिजहरू हेरिरहन्थेँ अनि घरमा कम्प्युटर बिग्रिहाल्यो भने पनि आई युज टु ओपन अप सिपियु मलाई थाहा छैन के गर्ने तर एउटा तार उता यताउता ऱ्यान्डमली आई थिङ्क आई गट माई लक कम्प्युटर बन्थ्यो पनि मलाई थाहा छैन मैले के गरेर हो बट द्याट्स हाउ एक्चुली इन्ट्रेस्ट इन टेक्नोलोजी गट इनबिल्ड इन मी Then I studied in St. Mary's all-girls school. We had a lot of extracurricular activities. I'm thankful to my school for whatever happened. Ani 12 ma चाहिँ I thought okay म engineering गर्छु but I didn't know म यही engineering गर्छु but I was interested in technology. So I was a science student. त्यही हो सबैको हुन्छ नि distinction आइसकेपछि science पढ्ने मेरो नि त्यही भएको because I had no other options given. So I went to science.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 12 मा I first 11 मा चाहिँ हाम्रो biology पढ्नै compulsory थियो. So I was in biology and that was not my cup of tea. I hated it. मलाई त्यो घोकेर पढ्ने कुरा कहिले पनि मन नपर्ने. So I switched into maths department. I did pretty good. There was one turning point in 12 as well. So we had this science exhibition. Josma said we had to make different projects. So we chose electronics as our subject, and I remember we made one project, automatic light on off हुने project. अहिले सोच्दाखेरि के पनि होइन भन्ने थाहा हुँदो रहेछ बट त्यतिखेर एउटा यत्रो एलडिआर अनि ट्रान्जिस्टर लिएर आएर गुगलमा देखेको सर्किटको आधारमा आई मेड अ प्रोजेक्ट एन्ड अल्टिमेटली 1 सेकेन्ड होइन त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ आई फेल्ट ओके दिस इज द फिल्ड आई रियली वान्ट टु वर्क अन But still, I was confused. 12 sakyo, I went to PA, so pulsokma parchu bhanne dreams and everything. I wanted to do ke गर्ने थाहा छैन अनि I had 3 career options actually. First was engineering, anything related to computers. Second was psychology. I was very interested in psychology. And third was law, because I was good in speaking. So 3 option राखेर मैले हिँडिरहेको थिएँ. And then all of a sudden, life changed. I was doing internship in Vianet. I used to make website when I graduated from class 10 because सबैजना bridge course गर्न गए 10 पछि, but I went to learn how to make a website भनेर म त्यतिखेरदेखि सिक्न थालेँ. I started doing that way, होइन. So I still was confused. I think if it was somebody else in my place, 10 पछि वेबसाइट बनाउन सिकाछ 12 पछि भाइनेटमा इन्टर्न गराछ the person would be pretty much sure that she would get into technology, but I was not. I was very confused. म अझै पनि ल पढ्ने कि कम्प्युटर पढ्ने कि साइकोलोजी पढ्ने भनेर म अझै पनि कन्फ्युज थिएँ. But life incidents happened and I landed up in electronics engineering. From there, the only thing that I realized was, and the only thing that I had in mind was, whatever I studied, I had to do best in my field. So after that, I started exploring different events. Like, I give hats off to people like you. किनभने यस्तो इभेन्टमा आएर after 10, after 12 यहाँ बस्ने गर्नु भनेको I don't think everyone would do that. I give hats off to you guys, हैन. So यस्तो इभेन्टहरुमा जान थाले and then I started meeting people. Then I started going to different competition and Nepal Telecommunication Authority ले एउटा competition organize गरेको थियो. I went there, won second prize, and त्यसपछि I realized, okay, यही रहेछ है मेरो field. म engineering first year सम्म पनि I was not sure if that was actually my field. Very honest, I'm still not sure this is actually my field. Right? I'll come to say why. त्यसपछि I went to competition and I started working on different organizations. त्यतिखेरसम्म I was already working in an organization named ASMA. It's alumni of St. Mary's, र NGO. So I was in social field, right? So काम गरिरहेको थिएँ. I even started working with women in STEM as a communication and PR liaison, as being good in communications. And then I got selected as Microsoft student partner, the key changes of my life. त्यो पनि कसरी भएको थियो भने I went to Nepal Telecommunication competition and I had a senior who was MSP from my college and she recommended ल जाऊ भनेर. I had no idea what MSP was. But when I got enrolled into that program, my life actually completely changed. I had something in mind, I had ideas, I knew I wanted to do things, but I didn't know how to do things. You know? After getting enrolled into that program, now I got to figure out, okay, this is the direction that I actually want to head. This is the direction I want to work. And त्यसपछि there was a program called Pre-Accelerator, which is termed as Mini MBA, also run by Microsoft Innovation Center back then. So त्यहाँबाट Pre-Accelerator सोचेँ, अब म engineering student, अहिलेसम्म business गरेको छैन. I had idea about social work and how organization actually worked. But के गरौँ भइरहेको थियो. And then randomly, okay, I had idea in mind. Electronics कै मलाई केही project गरेर नेपालमा transformation लिएर आउनु छ भन्ने मेरो दिमागमा थियो. I had a simple idea. त्यो idea चाहिँ के पनि थिएन. त्यो गमला हुन्छ नि भक्तपुरमा बन्ने, त्यसको तलपट्टि सेन्सर राखेर मोइस्चर डिटेक्सन गर्यो भने सबैजनालाई, मेरो घरमा चाहिँ एउटा प्रब्लम थियो कि मम्मी सधैँ बेलुका पानी हाल्न जाऊ न त्यो गमलामा भन्नुहुन्थ्यो. That would be a good solution भनेर यही आइडियाले मैले Pre-Acceleratorलाई अप्लाई गरेको थिएँ. त्यतिखेर I had no team and I applied गरेको 2 हप्तापछि I got my amazing team and that's how Sochware actually started. But the only reason I'm sharing you this journey is it's never too early or it's never too late because I'm also confused. So I'm in final years of electronics engineering and I'm still not sure if I really want to continue this career. You know? I do designing, I do content writing, I also work on arts, I do different kind of trainings, I give presentation, I'm pretty good at presentation proudly. You know? So I've still not figured out my career option. Okay? त्यसरी start गरेर it's been 2 years of Sochware. We are winners of 2 different competitions. We're recognized worldwide. But if I have to talk personally about myself, I'm still not sure what I am going to do within the next 10 years, and no one will be sure about it. So just get started with whatever you guys are doing because your decision that you take right now, because the decision I took to join Asman back then 3.5 years ago, त्यो decisionले आज मेरो company run गर्नको लागि मलाई help भइरहेको छ के. So whichever decision you're taking, it helps. So that's how Sochware actually started. Today we are a team of 7 people working in different fields. We work on training students on different technology. We are also Microsoft Education Partner, one of the 7 partners in Nepal. And we have been developing technologies, working on artificial intelligence for agriculture. So basically that's it.
Yeah, so according to Ida, it is okay to be confused. I'm sure a lot of you here today are confused, right, about what career path you want to take. So it is okay to be confused. I mean, Ida is confused. She is doing such an amazing work in her field, but then she is still confused, right? Yeah, she is doing many things. So गर्न त गर्ने many things, होइन? तर time manage कसरी गर्ने त? I also heard when you went to Imagine Cup, I think it was your exam time, right? So can you tell a bit about that incident and how you manage your time and yeah.
Okay, so this is the question that I've always been going through, होइन? So basically, I am from Nepal Engineering College. One of my senior was sitting in previous panel here. So हाम्रो चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने college is very far away. I live in Ekantakuna. My college is in Changunarayan, which takes 1 hour every day. And then our college hours are very odd. It's not a morning college. It's not an evening college. It's the whole day college because मैले बिहान 6:30 देखि time dedication दिए भने I have my class till 3 in the evening. So that's basically background of my college. So सुरुमा चाहिँ when I used to get out of class, there used to be a lot of chaos किनभने attendance really matters. 80% attendance is must. तर since I was developing my career, I had that hurdles of attendance नपाउने, classमा attendance नपुग्ने. Second semester, I even thought, okay, I think I should leave going outside of the college. College-मा मात्र पढ्नुपर्छ. त्यसपछि second semester को result आयो के. And second semester को result आइसकेपछि what I saw was I was passing in a subject despite of me not being in the class. But त्यो मान्छे जो 24 घण्टा क्लासमा र full attendance he was failing. That was the scenario I saw. And then I thought, if I am really studying what I am studying, त्यो कुरा त मैले attendance पुर्याउँदै आफ्नो gain गरेर गर्यो भने सकिन्छ जस्तो feel भयो. अनि I know I had been a bad student for college back then. So I started missing my classes, which I think I should not have done. So class miss गरेर अनि त्यसपछि बीचमा चाहिँ I had a very hard time convincing my teachers because I used to be more outside of college rather than inside, you know. And gradually, after my results in third semester, त्यसपछि चाहिँ सरहरूले नि okay, she's doing good in her career, she's doing good in her education, which is almost better than other students who sit in class, but they started looking over. So after the fourth semester, we had to go to, before the fifth semester, we had to go for regional finals of Imagine Cup. अब Imagine Cup बाट आएको भोलिपल्टदेखि मेरो बोर्ड्स थियो हैन. So त्यो बोर्ड्सको लागि प्रिपेयर गर्नको लागि मैले एउटा कुरा चाहिँ आफूमा डिसिप्लिन राखेको थिएँ के. Wherever I went, whatever I came back home, I used to study for 2 hours every day in the evening. So आज क्लासमा मिस भएको कुराहरू जति मैले साथीहरूको सबै नोट्स लिएर आएर मैले 2 घण्टा चाहिँ डेडिकेसन मेरो कलेजलाई दिन्थेँ. So despite of not being present in the class, that's how I actually did it. अनि इमेजिन कपबाट गएर आयो, गएर आउने बित्तिकै मेरो भोलिपल्टदेखि नै बोर्ड्स थियो. So for that, I had studied a little bit earlier, but unfortunately, एउटा exam चाहिँ मेरो बिग्रेको नै थियो, very honestly. But I don't regret because those things that I have learned within 3 months of Imagine Cup, going to US, going to meeting different people, was the lesson that I've learned, I think which I have not learned yet in 4 years of college. Saying that, I don't mean to say college is not important. It's always about your priorities. Exams छ भने examलाई more priority दिएर office workलाई less priority, or you can always manage time. What I've seen that teenagers are doing these days is धेरै टाइम चाहिँ हाम्रो मोबाइलमा खर्च हुन्छ के. I don't usually do that. मैले गर्ने भने कहिलेकाहीँ यताउता हेर्छु and it's done. So if we prioritize on how we can work, on how we are differentiating in our work, or कुन चाहिँ important छ कुन टाइममा भनेर गर्ने हो भने time management is never an issue.
Yeah, the main takeaway is there is not a set of rules for everyone, right? What worked for Ida might not work for you. We all learn at our own pace, भनौँ न हैन. So तपाईले के कुरालाई priority दिनुहुन्छ, maybe that makes your mind more robust than what Ida is following. So you need to figure it out by the time, like in the process, I guess. Thank you, Ida. That was very insightful and very inspiring story. I'd like to go to Miss Karvika now. So you have an enormous experience working in this IT sector. I'd like you to highlight some of, within your story, some of the challenges you faced when you started back then, your career. And do you think same challenges still exist?
That's a great question, and I think the audience, yeah, बसिरहेको audienceहरूलाई त यो झनै important question हुन जान्छ. So just sharing the story, म चाहिँ KCM कलेजको first information system batch बाट graduate भएको.
Wow.
So I'll tell you a story. म KCM बाट पढ्दा पढ्दै के भयो भने last semester मा internship गर्नु पर्थ्यो. So Midas Technologies मा चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ internship गरेँ. अनि internship गर्दा गर्दै I finished my internship. It was the management software for MAN, Management Association of Nepal. त्यतिखेर नयाँ कोड सिकेर Delphi र Interbase मा चाहिँ coding सिकेर within 3 or 4 months we had the actual software implemented in the we had a 3 people team साथीहरु मिलेर implement गर्यो. Then right after we graduated exam को result आएको थिएन, internship सकिएको थियो. So I had an idea. So I pitched the idea to the CEO of Midas, and he loved the idea so much. उसलाई idea यस्तो मन पर्यो कि okay, म एउटा कोठा दिन्छु. I will hire the people for you, and you run the show and make this happen.
Wow.
So that opportunity to be able to get at that time, and it was amazing for me. So basically, that's how Midas Education CDsहरु पहिला हुन्थ्यो, if you remember. त्यसको first voice recording मेरो थियो. So that was my, like me and my now husband, he was a friend there. So हामीले चाहिँ त्यो product launch गरेर within the 6 months we launched the product, and we had like a 12-year contract with Ekta Publication to launch overall. So basically my story is there is no, I totally agree with the speakers here, is let your passion guide your path. Do not go into Malay science, doctorate पढ्नु पर्छ, मेरो यो नै path हो नि. Why do you want to study doctor? Find that piece first. Find त्यो तिम्रो passion के हो. And if you know that passion early on in life, the journey is so beautiful. It will be so much fun. The challenges that come across, अनि उहाँले भन्नुभएको जस्तै exactly she's enjoying जे बाहिर फिल्डमा पढिरहेछ, she's being able to bring that to her classes. त्यो क्लासेसको कुरा पनि she's being using in her field. So what's happening there is the education and the practical experience is going side by side, and that's what we need basically in Nepal. Just from my experience is we are too much, I think, British ubada education path is very traditional. We focus more on the books and theory and all these things. So the time has come where you need to go out there from your regular padai. Padaile is nothing. Google, Facebook has removed all the education requirements other than few critical positions. There is no requirement for you to graduate. That doesn't mean you not finish your school, but the point here is what counts is your skill, your passion, your interest, your dedication. So मैले मिडासमा गर्दाखेरि I used to spend रातिको 9-10 बजे म घर आउँथे. Imagine this happening in what 2003. हैन त्यो बेलामा as a woman, as a girl just out of the college, I used to have to fight with my dad every day. Like, why do you work till 9 p.m.? I don't want to make you to make a salary. I can give you the salary that I was fortunate, but the point is my dedication. So the product would have never been possible if, we didn't spend 12 to 18 hours in the room, with the dedication and everything. So challenges are always there. अनि म के भन्न चाहन्छु भने, so it's always been like that. When I was in the college, I was the first student council president of the college in KCM. When I went to US, I was the international student vice president. The point is, you get your experience so much from outside the degree that you don't have you're investing in your skill set. So the skill set, and surprisingly, believe it or not, the skill set that you learn to do from outside matches your skill set with the job. If you're a good task implementer at a home, you're definitely going to be a task implementer at your work. Try to get your soft skills, which is the most factor that, especially in Asia, when we are in US, that is the skill set that is missing in Asia. Right now, it's not the skill set that we're not the top programmers. We are the top programmers. Most of the IT is run by, Asians. But the point is, we are lacking a lot in the soft skills, and soft skills will not come easily. It's a continuous effort to come out and come from your soft comfort zone. Go out, talk to your neighbor, talk to the people in the restaurant next door, try to go and volunteer, try to go and make a team and clean the neighborhood, try to do anything. I'm just going basic because, so ultimately, I went to US and there's different sets of challenges there. You are a minority, women, minority in US. So there's so many challenges. You're an international student. There is limited or no opportunity that you can't go and work outside. So in the college itself, I give you an example. Because you can only work in the college when you're in US, and that is also 20 hours. So I knocked every door in the department of the university. I knocked at the cafeteria, I knocked at the dishwashing area, because I thought those experience I would learn how to communicate. I would learn how to, follow the task. I would learn how to, work with other co-workers in a different sets of culture. Right. So those are the challenges that you continuously work on, and you build your skills around that. So that is my takeaway is, just continue to do above and beyond, and what she said is do the best in what you're doing. Sane task boy pani when you're doing it, do the best. And we'll talk more about my experiences or challenges over the years, but I think
right. That's a very wonderful message. To be in the technology, you really don't need to, start programming in day one, right? You need to build the soft skills, at least go there and do something, take the first step. That's a very wonderful message, Karvika ma'am. So you came back from US. What made you come back? I mean, what are you doing here? Can you talk a bit about Kimbu Tech and how it is employing the IT youths in Nepal in IT? And things like that, yeah.
So when I came back, first of all, I know when I was there, I was leading big teams in India. My offshoring team, half of my team were in Gurgaon. And before that, my offshoring team was in China. So when I was working as a manager from the other side of the world, I always used to connect with my offshoring team, versus I saw other leaders or American leaders who were trying to find very hard to connect. And I think it came with the culture, because I could understand the culture from the other side, because they didn't want to ask questions. Nobody in our culture asking question is rude. Well, that's katti bolirako chupa laera basna katti sodhirako. That's the kind of culture, so it's rude. So when you connect with the people from the offshoring team, I used to get double the effort. So, the managers were seeing that, working this person, leading this team is getting more output. So, you use the soft skills that I talked about, again, connecting with the person, talking about their lifestyle, what are the challenges. So that felt very comfortable to ask questions. Is this a really design that the client is asking? Which the person would design on its own with the requirement. But when that person asked that question, the IT product that came out was very close to the client requirement.
Right.
So that solved the gap of communication right there and then. So when I'm here, I came back, I thought I could really, give back a little bit in the community, and there is so much I'm learning from Nepal itself, and I get this opportunity to learn each and every one. They're, women, I think it's a IT and women revolution around the world, and it cannot be done together. We need more leaders in the world, and we all have to work together for each other, in the community to work together and, at least we represent 50% of the population in the world, and we have to have that person of representation in the corporate world or in whatever world, to be there. So we have to work together. I think that's what I felt, and when I came back, and if I can at least show the direction that, IT ko kati demand cha internationally. There is the unemployment rate is in negative in US for IT sector. That means that you really have to be really, really bad to not get an IT job in US. Same thing with the UK. There is no choice. The UK government, the Japanese government, what they're trying to do is they're trying to bring women to the workforce just because they have no resources in IT. So they are working, I constantly meet with, Japanese government trying to get more girls and, more people from here. This country itself needs more resources, and, they need to come here now. It's the different trend. If they need people, they need resources. If we have good quality resources here, we can deliver from here. So that's the message that I want to bring from the other part of the world, and that's what I'm here. I'm taking a baby step and trying to work with this country and this people, and I've loved my journey here. My kids are enjoying Nepal, and I look forward being here for the long term.
That's a very wonderful job. So bringing more and more employment options for girls might inspire them to come in this field. That's a very good insight. Thank you, Karvika ma'am. So let me move to Ms. Dovan now. You have the hands-on experience on one of the trending technology of our age, which is artificial intelligence, right? So we'd love to know what steps that you took from ground up to reach to that level. Like, how did you decide I'm going to do PhD in artificial intelligence, right? So tell us a bit about your story.
मेरो चाहिँ त्यही यो academic र career journey को कुरा गर्दा it has been a series of excitement and crisis and some reinvention along the way, हैन. मलाई त्यही स्कुल पढ्दाखेरि एकदमै म्याथ साइन्स मन पर्थ्यो. I want to be a physicist, हैन. तर when I discovered programming class 9 मा, I thought that, oh my god, this is the coolest thing that you can have, हुन्छ नि, because you have the numbers and you can have the imagination. Basically, you can play with the numbers. Math matter, problem solve matter, the programming matter, the numbers are going to dance on your screens. I was like, oh, why doesn't everyone want to be a programmer? And with that excitement, I joined Pulchuk Engineering Campus. Then I crisis. I was like, oh my god, like solving these programming problems is cool, but then at the same time, you get Rubik's Cube it feels good, it serves your ego, but at the same time, what is the point? What is the impact? That's the question around with Halio. And programming, I really loved AI, and this much AI खाली त्यो बेलामा के रे रोबोटिक्स मात्रै जस्तो I didn't really care about robots है मलाई चाहिँ त probabilityहरुको कुरा uncertaintyको कुरा interesting लाग्थ्यो. So I was just like अघि इदाले नि भने जस्तो के गर्ने भइरा थियो. त्यो बेलामा फेरि नेपालमा पुरा यो civil war चलिरा थियो, all this political upheaval, those existential crisis. अनि मलाई फेरि डिजाइनमा पनि एकदमै कम्प्युटर ग्राफिक्समा नि इन्ट्रेस्ट थियो. अनि त्यही बेलामा चाहिँ I realized, okay, this intelligent tutoring system भन्ने एउटा field हुँदो रहेछ, where you create these adaptive learning systems. So basically you can use AI to create education software. I was like, oh my god, this combines मेरो सबै interest, this is what I want to do भनेर हैन. अनि त्यो भइराको बेलामा ठ्याक्क त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ Fulbright scholarshipमा नत्र Fulbright भन्नुबित्तिकै normally master's program non technical fieldलाई दिन्थ्यो हैन. So your Fulbright Science and Technology PhD scholarship भनेर भर्खर introduce भएको थियो कि. I was working at D2 at that time. अनि त्यो के अरे पत्रिकामा advertisement आएको थियो. My mom said apply गर भनेर. म चाहिँ कहाँ हामी मान्छेले apply गर्छ यो भनेर. I thought that this way Fulbright is too fancy for me हुन्छ नि. अनि मैले तर okay, let's apply so that you know how to apply भनेर मैले apply गरे हैन. अनि apply गर्दा I was like finalist. अनि म interview round सम्म पुगे, त्यहाँबाट चाहिँ I was not selected, but that just gave me like, oh my god, I should apply भनेर. अनि second year मा चाहिँ I got the scholarship. अनि त्यो भएर चाहिँ I went to US to study the AI in education भनौँ न.
Right. That's amazing. What you can learn from his story is you really need to persevere, like, you know, gari chhane, or even if you don't believe in yourself, just try, because if you don't try, then nothing will happen, right? If you try and fail, then you're back to square zero. But then if you don't try, then you're still in square zero. So at least try. That's the kind of lesson we can learn from our story. So we also know that there are only 20% of females pursuing a technical field like IT or engineering, right? So going back to your work at OLE Nepal, do you really think the gap really starts from very early age at the school, right? The mindset of a child, you know, भोलि गएर म डक्टर बन्छु, इन्जिनियर बन्छु, अथवा म प्रोग्रामर बन्छु भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ स्कुल लेभलदेखि नै सेट हुँदै आउँछ कि त्यस्तो केही एक्सपिरियन्सेसहरू छ हजुरको भने सेयर गरिदिनुहोस् न।
त्यो 20% मात्र वुमेन छ नि, यो नेपाल मात्र होइन, युएस डेभलप कन्ट्रीमा पनि छ होइन। अझ इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कि अब के भने त्यो के चाहिँ डेभलप कन्ट्रिजमा चाहिँ झन् रिप्रेजेन्टेसन कम छ कि। इन्डिया हेज अ हायर रिप्रेजेन्टेसन वुमेन इन आइटी देन इन स्क्यान्डिनेभियन कन्ट्रिज भनौँ न। अनि यसमा चाहिँ मैले देखेँ दुईवटा कुरा है, एउटा चाहिँ जुन यो क्युमुलेटिभ इफेक्ट भन्छ नि, सानोमा अब 5th ग्रेडमा भएको सानो तपाईँको त्यो 2 डिग्रीको डिफ्रेन्स पनि ओभर द टाइम इट जस्ट एड्स अप एन्ड तपाईँ ब्याचलर लेभलमा आइपुग्दा इट बिकम्स रियली सिग्निफिकेन्ट होइन। अनि अर्को चाहिँ फिडब्याक लुप हुन्छ कि, रिप्रेजेन्टेसन हुन्छ त्यसले स्टिरियोटाइप बनाउँछ, त्यसले गर्दा रिप्रेजेन्टेसन हुन्छ, इट अल्सो फिड्स इन्टु द्याट होइन। सो दिस अ भेरी सिस्टमिक कम्प्लेक्स प्रब्लम गोइङ अन होइन। अनि मैले आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्सबाट भन्दा चाहिँ म भानुभक्त मेमोरियल पढ्थेँ। मेरो क्लासको मात्र नै मेरो स्कुलकै आई वाज वान अफ द बेस्ट म्याथमा स्टुडेन्ट भनौँ न। आई वाज लाइक म्याथमेटिक्स डिपार्टमेन्टको आई वाज द फेभरेट वान होइन। अनि त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ मलाई यो स्टिरियोटाइप भन्ने कुरा यो भन्ने कुरा फिलै भएन कि, बिकज आई डिडन्ट पर्सनली फिल भनौँ न स्कुल पढ्दासम्म। अनि पुल्चोक क्याम्पसमा गएँ, त्यहाँ जानु बित्तिकै आई फेल सो मच दिस एन्टागोनिस्टिक एटमोस्फियर भनौँ न। किन पुल्चोक क्याम्पसमा 20% or 18% कति फिमेललाई कोटा छ होइन। जानु बित्तिकै तिमीहरू कोटामा आएको, तिमीहरूले हाम्रो खाइदियो हुन्छ नि यस्तो उस्तो। एन्ड इभन इफ फिमेल केटी मान्छे टपर भए पनि घोकेर टपर गऱ्यो, यु नो इन्जिनियरिङमा घोकेर कसले टप गर्न सक्छ भनौँ न होइन। सो दे विल फाइन्ड वेज, इभन इफ यु आर गुड दे विल फाइन्ड वेज टु डिसमिस यु के। अनि स्केरी कुरा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि इफ समबडी डजन्ट नो एन्ड उसले तपाईँलाई केटी भएको आधारमा डिसमिस गर्यो भने यु क्यान से द्याट ओ द पर्सन ह्याज सम स्टिरियोटाइप राइट, बट दोज आर योर फ्रेन्ड्स एन्ड दे नो हाउ स्मार्ट यु आर, स्टिल दे ट्राई टु अन्डरमाइन यु, देन इट बिकम्स भेरी अब्युज के एक किसिमको। सो while I was studying पुल्चोक क्याम्पस इट वाज अ भेरी अब्युजिभ एन्टागोनिस्टिक कल्चर है। अनि त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब के भन्यो, अब इट वाज प्रब्लमेटिक भनौँ न। तर पनि सम अफ द वुमेन वेयर कोटा, म कम्पिटिसनमै गएको थिएँ, विच इज नट अ बिग डिल, कोटामै भयो भने सो वाट होइन। र कतिजना कोटामा गएको थियो, हु एभर वेन्ट देयर बाई द टाइम दे फिनिस देयर ब्याचलर डिग्री all the women they outperform the males है on average होइन। अहिले पनि इफ आई फलो हामीले स्टडी पनि गर्न मिल्छ पुल्चोक क्याम्पसको, आई थिङ्क अल द फिमेल ग्रेजुएट्स आर डुइङ भेरी गुड है। अनि यही त्यही मैले पर्सनल एक्सपिरियन्स, म अनि उता युएसमा गएँ, एउटा प्रोफेसरले मलाई के भन्यो भन्दाखेरि ओ डोन्ट टेक दिस कोर्स भने कि। अनि मैले त आई डिन्ट के भयो होला। अनि मैले पछि चाहिँ अनि उसले प्रोफेसरले मलाई तिमीले कति पढिरहेको छ कोर्समा भन्यो, जस्ट रेगुलर। एन्ड हि सेड, अनि आई वाज लाइक व्हाई डिड आस्क, लाइक ओ यु हेभ बिन डुइङ भेरी गुड एन्ड आई थट द्याट यु विल नट डु गुड। आई वाज लाइक व्हाई, एन्ड हि सेड लाइक इट्स भेरी म्याथ इन्टेन्सिभ होइन। And I was like, why do you say that? I have always been a math girl, right? Why do you say that? And he said, oh, because you talk about emotions, you care about motivation. Kina hamro the AI in education थियो नि त। I said that, oh, we have to make motivating software, yata uta bhanera, and you are very good at design. So, you know, so I'm just giving this example of stereotype जहाँ पनि हुन्छ कि। So, this false dichotomy भनौँ न, if you are a woman and if you are very emotionally in tuned होइन, then you must not be good at numbers होइन। नम्बरमा गुड हुनको लागि चाहिँ बिग ब्याङ थियो कि एउटा जुन क्यारेक्टरै हुनुपर्छ भने जस्तो होइन। यु क्यान बी बोथ हुन्छ नि, यु क्यान बी भेरी इमोसनल स्याभी, भेरी गुड एट नम्बर्स होइन, अर यु क्यान बी भेरी गुड एट डिजाइन आर्टिस्टिक, अर यु क्यान अल्सो स्टिल बी भेरी गुड एट नम्बर्स होइन। सो हाम्रो चाहिँ अब यो अहिलेको लागि अलिक लामो हुन्छ होइन। यो कस्तो भन्दाखेरि हाउ यो पिसीको अघि बहिनीले भन्यो के अरे इदा बहिनीले भन्यो, जुन यो पहिलातिर आवर प्रोग्रामर्स जुन इनिया कम्प्युटरको प्रोग्रामर्स भनौँ, यो लेडी अदा लभलेसको कुरा गरौँ, सबै यो देयर इज टु बी लट अफ फिमेल प्रोग्रामर्स होइन। जब यो पर्सनल पिसी भन्ने आयो नि, कम्प्युटर भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ कम्प्युटर इज नट अबाउट द टोय नि त होइन इफ नट जस्ट अब द टुल्स नि त होइन सो हाम्रो चाहिँ अहिले एउटा ल्याक अफ इमेजिनेसनले गर्दाखेरि कम्प्युटिङ टेक्नोलोजी भनेको टुल टेक्निक बजवर्ड विच न्यू ल्याङ्ग्वेज त्यसमा अड्केको छ कि एन्ड देन पुल्चोकमा पनि त्यही हुन्थ्यो ओ यु टक अबाउट दिस फ्यान्सी न्यू यु नो टेक्नोलोजी दिस होइन अनि इट्स नट द होल अफ कम्प्युटर साइन्स कि कम्प्युटर साइन्स भनेको चाहिँ बेसिकली कम्प्युटिङ होइन प्रब्लम सल्भिङ टु क्रिएट दिस रिजल्ट त्यो पनि हो वाट भ्याल्यु यु क्रिएट पनि हो नि त सो मलाई यो 20% भने बेसिकली लाइक आवर इमेजिनेसन लिमिटेड इमेजिनेसन अफ वाट कम्प्युटर साइन्स र वाट टेक्नोलोजी मिन्स होइन त्यसबाट आएको होला त्यो चाहिँ अब इट्स अ भेरी सिस्टमिक प्रब्लम यो रिप्रेजेन्टेसनदेखि लिएर रिक्रुटमेन्टदेखि लिएर वाट डज कम्प्युटर साइन्स मिन वाट डज गुड टु बी इन कम्प्युटर साइन्स मिन सबैमा सुरु हुनुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk more about different kind of jobs that's available in today's age in IT field. Basically, it's not just about programming or being like coding or just it's not really hardcore. There is a lot of other jobs that you can take in computer field as well. So thank you so much, Dovan ma'am. Now I'd like to move to Miss Avikya. So if we take you back to the day you started your job at Vodafone in the UK, to the day today where you are the project manager of the telecom giant Ncell in Nepal, how do you describe the overall journey, like from day one to now?
All right, Sonika, thank you for the question. Before I start with Vodafone, I'll start with my journey, like how I went to UK. So when I graduated, like after I've completed my engineering from Tribhuvan University, I decided to take up broadband communication. So I was very interested in studying broadband communication when we didn't even have broadband internet in Nepal. So we were using dial-up network. I don't know if some of you remember. You might have been very young. So we used to have that modem connected to our telephone, and then we used to connect it to our laptops or PCs, and we used to use the internet, right? So I was very keen on learning about broadband communication because the Western world, they had already adopted to this technology. So what I did is I browsed the universities which were offering courses for broadband communication. And surprisingly, I only found 2 universities abroad. So one was in Canada and one was in UK. So I decided that I would go to UK and pursue my further studies. So I went there in 2006. I finished everything around, I graduated in early 2008. So from 2008, I started looking for jobs. And you know that, you coming from a third world, it's not an easy job getting, it's not very easy getting a job in UK or US. So I had to struggle a lot. So after, facing a couple of interviews, probably I applied in maybe 100, 200 companies. I got many rejections. I faced many interviews, rejected by so many. And finally, I got into Vodafone. So that was in 2008. So it was in July. I got accepted by Vodafone, and I started working over there. Again, in Vodafone, I was the only girl in the team. I was in UK, I was studying there, I was working there, and the only female in the team. So I was into service operations, looking into value-added services, into voicemail, SMS, and all those services, and no girls over there, still in UK. And people used to think that since I finished my master's and I started working, so I was also overqualified for certain kind of roles. But well, that was there, and luckily I was with Vodafone doing good. And suddenly what happened is in 2008, around in September, there's a bank, Lehman Brothers. You guys must have heard about it or not, I'm not sure. But that's one of the biggest banks in UK. So the bank collapsed because there was a lot of recession going on in the global world. So what happened is, like, I had an interview. I was about to be permanent in Vodafone, but I had the interview on the same date that Lehman Brothers collapsed. That was back in 2008, September 15. I still remember the date, yeah? So my interview was cancelled. It was postponed, actually. And my manager said that, okay, Avika, you'll be interviewed later. We have other necessary stuffs to carry on with. So I was okay with that. I was waiting for my interview to be permanent. But what happened is they started laying off people. So the recession was so high, there was so much of job crunch that nobody wanted to recruit. I mean, the British government, they prioritize British people. Obviously, you would prioritize your own people over someone from the third country, right? So the layoff was very high. So instead of me being permanent in Vodafone, I completed my contract with Vodafone and I had to come back. I had no option. So staying in UK was out of question for me. So what I did is I decided that I wanted to come back to Nepal. And the only companies that I knew in Nepal was Nepal Telecom and Miro Mobile then. So getting into Nepal Telecom would again be a long process with all the government policies and all the exams and everything. So what I did is I decided that I would join Miro Mobile. So it's Incel now, and it was Miro Mobile then. So I came back in late 2008 in December. And I think after 1 week of coming back, I straight away went to Krishna Tower. So that's where the Miro Mobile office was then. So I didn't know anyone in Miro Mobile. I didn't even know if there was any vacancy or anything as such. I just walked with my CV. I went straight to the manager's desk. There was a guard over there. I said that I need to talk to the HR manager. And he asked me, why are you here? I said that I've come here for work. So I want to work with Miro Mobile, so I've come here for that. So he allowed me in, and then I could meet the manager then. So I met the manager, the HR manager, and then I handed him my CV. I said that I'm Avikya, I've studied in UK, I've worked in Vodafone, came back, and now I want to join your company. So I told him about myself and handed my CV. And then I came back. So I had no idea whether Miro Mobile would call me back or they would just throw my CV. But luckily, in 10 days, I got a call. So I was interviewed for one of the positions for assistant engineer. And I was okay with that. The role or the position did not matter to me because it was a second job. So first one was Vodafone and second one was Miro Mobile. So yeah, I was happy that they called me for an interview. So I think the interview was very long. Like it was like a 1.5 hour interview. Wow. So there were like 2-3 people who were talking about Vodafone, who wanted to know about that as well, who wanted to know about my experiences, my aspiration. So yeah, and then I was lucky that I was offered the job on spot. So they said that I think the interview was somewhere on Wednesday, Thursday. So they wanted me to join on Monday itself. So I didn't even have a break. And I thought that, give me some break, I've just come back, right? It's not even been a month that I've come home and you're asking me to work. But I had no option. They asked me to join straight away, and then I said, okay, fine, okay, I'm not going to have a break. So I was okay with that. I started working in Miro Mobile then. And like I said, I joined as an assistant engineer. So my performance was very good, and I was very lucky that I was promoted in a couple of months. Like in September, I was an engineer, and but to my dismay, I didn't have much challenges at work. So what I felt is this is not really challenging for me. I need to do something more, and I had decided to go for PhD as well. And I had applied for PhD. I had got the acceptance from one of the universities in USA. But I'd asked them to defer my application because I wanted to work in Miro Mobile and then maybe join them after a couple of months. So I went to my manager and I said that, see, you've offered me the job, but the kind of work that I'm doing is not really challenging. I'm getting bored. So I told him this maybe a couple of times, maybe 2-3 times. And then he spoke to my seniors as well. They were saying that, why are you not involving Abhigya in these projects? Why are you not getting her, why are you not getting her hands dirty, while doing these kinds of things? So there were a couple of complaints that I had. But every time I raised my voice. So I was brave enough to raise the voice. I did not wait myself to be perfect and then go to my boss and talk, but I said that give me something that challenging, give me something good. And at one stage, I was really fed up. I said that, see, I'm going to leave your company because I don't really find your job challenging. I have been offered a PhD with one of the universities in USA, and I'm going there. So what he said that, Avigya, don't worry, stay calm. We will do something for you. We'll find something interesting for you. So after that, I think after 1 or 2 months, he gave me a good project. So that was my first project that I did in Miro Mobile. So that was with ringback services. So you know the PRBT tones, right? When you call your friends. So I was the first one to introduce that in Ncell. Yeah? Yeah. New technology, lots of things to learn from. And I'm happy that I fought for myself. I said that I need something more. So I'm happy that I fought for myself. And then in a couple of months, the project was done, it was completed. And again, I was back into my normal work, nothing challenging again. Again, I said that there's nothing challenging over here. I mean, I've finished this, but what do I do now? I need something else now. So every time I was asking my boss for a challenging job. And then again, I thought that, okay, let me go for a PhD now. But then again, I was offered another challenging project. So that was with the call center. So you guys might be calling 9005, and the call routes to the agent. They pick up the call. So you might have talked the customer care, right? Customer service representatives. So that was my second project, and I was the one who led that project as well. So that was another achievement for me. And I'm very happy that I fought for that project as well, and I got it. So yeah, I was like, I was very happy that I was working in a corporate sector, and I was not carrying on with my academics or with my PhD. So I asked the university to cancel my application because they would not defer it more than 2 times. And then they asked me for an approval if I would be coming for PhD or not. And I said that, see, I'm like really interested in the corporate world now, and I don't want to take up academics anymore. So I enjoyed doing that, and I started working in Ncell properly. So we did a lot of projects, a lot of innovative things and everything. But one thing is, what I would like to say is, lean in and grab the opportunities that you think that you are good at. So don't just wait for someone to come to you and give you something, offer you a job or offer you something good. So if you think that you're fit for something, just go for it. And don't wait for you to be perfect. You might not be perfect. Perfectionism might come on the way while you're carrying on your work, right? But have that courage, have that strength to seek that this role or this thing fits you, and this is what you want. So that's what I've done. Like I've never got a cake in my plate. I've never been offered that. So either I have grabbed it, or I've said that this belongs to me, or I've baked it, right? And yeah, that's what I've been doing till now. So I was in a pure technical domain for 6 years. I was in service operations in value-added services with all the ring backbone services, voicemail services that I was looking into the call center thing, yeah. So I got bored with that as well. So now I needed some other challenges. So I moved into project management. Then we were establishing a portfolio management office as well. And I was hired for the role of a portfolio manager. I'd never done project management in my life. Like I'd led projects as a technical lead, but never worked as a project manager. But I took the opportunity of being a portfolio manager before being a project manager, and it was very good. I learned about managing projects, about managing budgets, about timelines, everything over there. So if you believe in yourself and if you think that you can do it, just go for it. That's what I want to say, yeah? So I went for that. And now I'm leading I manage projects as well, and we do the portfolio thing. I look into big projects as well. And now I'm leading a transformation project in my organization. So that's the current job role that I'm into. And it's involving transforming the people, processes, tools, and technology domain. And I'm an Agile Scout. I'm an active member of Agile Nepal, Spiral Nepal. So that's a community for women to connect, collaborate, share your experiences, and learn. So I've been part of these user groups in Nepal. I've been an active member. It's good to contribute. So if you think that you're good in, just go for it. That's the message that I want to give. And that's how the journey has been for me till now. Thank you.
Amazing journey. So many takeaways from her story. One of the highlight for me is, no matter what failure you meet, like the recession, and then you had to come back to Nepal, right? I'm sure a lot of you can relate to her story. Maybe you're applying for, that top college, and then you don't get in, right? But that's not the end of the world, of course. There's so many colleges, so many options for you at this age, and then you always have another success step that you can take. That's one of the key highlights I wanted to repeat. And also make your own door. Don't wait for someone to open the door, but then make your own door. If there's no door, then knock it, or even break it and just get in. That's amazing takeaway. And also, one of the things I really like is the leadership activities that all of our panelists run in some ways. It's not just, it's not necessary that you have to be that leader to organize some event or lead the community. You can just attend. You can just attend and learn from the process and then become the leader, right? That's the first step that you can take, and also from the stories we have heard today. So I'd like to open the floor for the discussion or questions if any of the audience have any question, because you have heard so many wonderful stories of our ladies. Anyone have any questions, any confusions or feedback or feed forward, if I may?
All of you were very good. I mean, I'm really inspired by all of your speeches. Mainly one question is, you applied for Fulbright scholarship for the first time, and you were rejected, and then again you applied for a second time. And what were you lacking at the first interview or your process? And you got selected in the second time.
Hello? This was in 2008, so if I remember correctly, I think the first time, of course, I was lacking in confidence because I was like, okay, I'll just throw my application. And I think I didn't at the time, I still didn't have a very clear path what I wanted to do with my PhD. I knew that I wanted to do AI and something tangible in education, but still I didn't have more clarity about it. The second time I applied, I did more research about it, I learned more about it. So I think that was the main difference.
And second question is for Abhigya, Miss. So it's about CV, as it is the phase that we all go through, that we have to apply for a job. And what is the main factors that makes our CV stand out in front of others? So.
Okay, I would say that it's not only the CV, but it's the confidence that's there in you, okay? And there's one survey that was done like a couple of months back, which says that what happens when it comes to men, even if they see that their qualifications meet 60%, they will apply for the job. Whereas we females, we lack that confidence and we wait for, like 100% compliance. So until and unless we see that we are 100% fit for the job, we do not go for it. So one of the things is obviously the confidence that you have in yourself. Like I said that even for me, I did not really have a very fantastic CV when I approached the HR manager, but it was more on the confidence that I had in myself, and that's what I tell to the younger generation as well. So if you think that you will really excel in something, or somebody asked in the previous session that she wanted to work in UN as well, right? So it's about meeting the right person and telling that you are fit for this job because of so, so, and so. Your CV is just a support document for what you are speaking. So rather than only relying on your CV, be confident in yourself, make sure that you really want to go for this job and see why you want to do this job. So if you have really clear points on why you want to go for this job, say that you're good in this, so you want to go for this. So when you have the correct answers to all those questions, then CV is just a supporting document. You could meet the person you can meet the person, privately, or you could talk to him, or you could have some friends around who would be working in the same organization that you want to get through. So you could build even your network, right? So if you have a strong network, then you can even go through that. So just don't rely on CV. CV is there, obviously, we'll need CV because we'll have to scan through your qualifications and everything. But use your network and use more of the confidence that is there in you. So that's what I would tell you.
All right. We'll go for one more question if there's any. Otherwise, we'll move forward. Okay, here. Can you also tell us your name? Sorry, we didn't get. Yeah.
My name is Gyanshri Giri, and thank you so much for. So thank you so much for sharing your stories. It was very inspiring. So my question is, with lots of opportunities, there's also a lot of confusion. One moment you want to become a web developer, and the next moment you think that, like, maybe I should go into AI or machine learning. So every field is so attractive in its own ways. So how do you deal with that confusion, and how do you choose your path?
Okay. Yeah, do you want anybody?
No.
Yeah, okay. Anyone can take it if. Do you want to? Okay, Ida is taking it.
Thank you for the question. So I'd like to ask you, in which year are you currently studying?
First year.
First year of
Just finished
CS.
my first year.
Okay. So basically, when we talk about technology, there's so many options. It's not just about coding or working on networks or working on designs. There are a lot of aspects to it. The one ma'am also said a little bit earlier. जस्तै हामीलाई एउटा सफ्टवेयर बनाउनु छ भने it might include work of project manager, designer, time हेर्नेदेखि लिएर त्यसको क्लाइन्टसँग मिट गर्ने एक्सपेक्टेसनदेखि लिएर त्यसको डिजाइनदेखि लिएर ह्युमनसँग इन्टरेक्सन गर्दाखेरिको रिसर्चदेखि लिएर एट द एन्ड अफ अ वेबसाइट, आइम जस्ट टकिङ अबाउट अ सिम्पल वेबसाइट, त्यो एन्डमा गएर सिक्योरिटी एनालिसिसदेखि त्यो वेबसाइट ह्यान्डओभर गरेर इन्टरेक्सनसम्म पनि अ सिम्पल building of a website requires so many mind skills, right? You don't need to get started with all those skills all at a time. So you're in first year. What you can do is just do one thing that actually is required. Just like for now, you might be interested to work on development of website, you know? Just to research about what were the things that you actually need to do for a website. त्यसको एउटा बेसिकबाट स्टार्ट गर के. So बेसिकबाट स्टार्ट गरिसकेपछि you learn one thing, then jump to another, then jump to another. So you're done with website building. Now it might sound like working on AI is cool, so let's try AI on the field bio. But before jumping into AI, you need to understand that what are the aspects that are actually required to be as an AI developer. AI is very fancy to hear, but there are a lot of things you need to be good at maths, at analysis, at data calculation, and everything. So, kun kura चाहिन्छ त्यो चाहिँ within 4 years of your education, you need to get hold of all those basic things that are required in technology. It might be a design. It might be not just a graphical design, but design of a software and its optimization. It might be having idea of every those small components that really acts up in IT field. जस्तै म डेभलपर हो तर म सिक्योरिटीमा काम गर्दिनँ भनेर कहिलेकाहीँ काम नहुन पनि सक्छ. Having a bit of idea about that aspect could work. So take this 4 year of your bachelor degree as the phase where you prepare yourself for the career outside. So that would be the basic confusions. Confusion सधैँ हुन्छ के, तर त्यो कन्फ्युजनमा एउटा कुराबाट स्टार्ट गर. If you stick to that habit, it's said नि 21 दिनसम्म एउटा ह्याबिट गर्यो भने त्यो बानी नै लाग्छ भनेर stick to that. That's more difficult to start. So त्यो भइसकेपछि बाँकी you can catch up के. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah.
जुन तपाईँले भन्नुभएको समस्या, आई थिङ्क एभ्रिबडी इज सफर फ्रम द्याट होइन. इट्स हाम्रो यो एजको जुन यो टाइम पिरियड के यो इट्स भेरी ओभरवेलमिङ भनौँ न. थिङ्स आर चेन्जिङ सो फास्ट. अनि म पनि त्यसबाट एकदमै दिस इज माई प्रब्लम एज वेल बिकज सो मेनी थिङ्स टु क्याच अप एन्ड आई हेभ नट मास्टर इट येट सो मैले चाहिँ मेरो प्रोसेसको बारेमा तपाईँलाई भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ होइन एउटा कुरा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि जुन नन डुअलिटी हामी चाहिँ इदर अर हुन्छ नि म यस्तो गरौँ कि यस्तो गरौँ त्योबाट चाहिँ लेट्स आउट बिकज यु क्यान ह्याभ टु अप्रोचेस फ्रम टु एन्ड्स हुन्छ नि इन्क्रिमेन्टली एउटा कुरा सिक्दै जाने तर ओभरअल तपाईँले जुन त्यसको स्कोप पनि हेर्दै जाने कि अब देयर आर 4 कुल थिङ्स द्याट यु वान्ट टु कभर मेबी ओभरअल हेर्दै जानुहोस् होइन तर एकचोटिमा एउटा मास्टर गर्दै जानुहोस् होला त्यो भयो होइन र अर्को कुरा चाहिँ यो विच टुल वाट टेक्नोलोजी भन्दाखेरि पनि वाट मेरो लागि वाट इज इफेक्टिभ है मी एज अ कस्तो खालको प्रब्लमले चाहिँ म अट्र्याक्टेड हुन्छु भन्ने भयो नि मलाई चाहिँ टुल्सहरू होइन टुल्स एन्ड टेक्नोलोजी जुन त्यो कुराहरू चाहिँ मलाई त्यति इम्पोर्टेन्ट लाग्दैन कि आई एम मोर इन्ट्रेस्टेड on the mathematical and philosophical aspect and on the impact tool त चाहिन्छ होइन so but I want to get some overview of the tool but not just so stuck up हुन्छ नि on that भनेर होइन so you also have to फेरि some people are very कि अब एकदमै hacker personality हुन्छ नि they like to hack things हुन्छ नि so you have to understand what is your relationship with technology what is the value you want to bring होइन अघि उसले पनि भन्यो सबैजना सबै गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने छैन होइन somebody can take care of security somebody can take care of algorithm somebody can take care of design होइन so what is the unique value you can bring होइन त्यो तपाईँले गर्नुहोस् तर एट द सेम टाइम म यही मात्र हो भनेर कहिले काहीँ बस्यो भने नआएको कुराले ह्यान्डिक्याप्ड हुन्छ कि होइन आई हेभ सफर द्याट होइन ओ दिस यो मलाई इम्पोर्टेन्ट छैन म गर्दिनँ भने अनि यु डोन्ट नो अनि त्यही कुरा ठुलो 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 धेरै नै एङ्जाइटी हुनसक्छ कि सो लेट्स ओभरभ्यू सबै चिन्नुहोस् होइन सबै पात्रहरूलाई चिन्नुहोस् बट यु मेक युर स्ट्रङ पोइन्ट्स के त्यो स्ट्रङ टुल्स भनौँ स्ट्रङ अप्रोचेस
सो मच
Thank you. Okay, moving on with our discussion then. One of the topic I wanted to touch upon today is about imposter syndrome. I don't know how many of you feel that or know about that. Imposter syndrome is basically the feeling when you think you're not good enough in the group or when you think you're not expert enough to be in this room or even be in this venue or, you know, yeah. So I'm sure I have had a lot of imposter syndrome feelings, right, in my entire career. And I'm sure all of our panelists have had that one moment, at least one moment when you felt like you were an imposter. So may I request you to share one moment when you felt like an imposter and when in the career? Well, as I already said, like when, let's say, if you want to study engineering, and then you don't see any other girls in the classroom, it's very much intimidating for you. La ma janu huncha ki hundaina mero fellow female friend नै छैन कसरी जाने सबै केटै केटा कोसँग बस्ने हैन or ह्याकाथन्सहरू कति धेरै हुन्छ होइन यो ओभरनाइट ह्याकाथन्सहरू म जाउँ कि नजाउँ केटी अर्को केटी छ कि छैन कसरी थाहा पाऊँ म होइन जानको लागि सो त्यस्तो खालको मोमेन्ट्सहरूलाई हामी चाहिँ क्याप्चर गर्न खोज्दैछौँ जस्ट टु गिभ यु एन ओभरभ्यू अफ इट्स नट जस्ट यु फिलिङ द्याट एभ्रिबडी हेज द्याट भन्ने चाहिँ हामीले त्यो मेन मोटिभ फ्रम दिस स्पेसिफिक टपिकबाट ल्याउन खोज्दैछौँ सो वुड यु लाइक टु स्टार्ट
Okay, so basically I think मलाई चाहिँ कस्तो फिल हुन्छ भन्ने होइन आई एम द ओन्ली वान ह्याभिङ द्याट प्रब्लम जस्तो फिल हुन्थ्यो क्या पहिला आई केम फ्रम अल गर्ल्स स्कुल 12 वर्ष पढेर त्यसपछि आई केम इन्टु इन्जिनियरिङ त्यो पनि इलेक्ट्रोनिक्स इन्जिनियरिङ विथ अल बोइज फ्रम अल ओभर द नेपाल सो एट स्टार्ट अफ दि भनौँ न कलेज टाइम मलाई फ्रस्ट्रेसन हुन्थ्यो क्या आई गो इन अ बसमा जाँदाखेरि ब्याक सिटमा पुरै केटा हुन्थ्यो अनि बस पनि चढ्न मन लाग्दैन थियो अब केटीबाट आएपछि द्याट युज टु ह्यापन होइन अनि बिस्तारै आई गट ओभर इट मलाई चाहिँ केले हेल्प गर्यो भने आई टक टु पिपल भेरी इजिली आई गेट अलङ भेरी इजिली सो आफ्टर आई ग्रेजुएटेड फ्रम माई हाई स्कुल आई हेभ मोर मेल फ्रेन्ड्स देन फिमेल फ्रेन्ड्स हुन्छ नि अनि त्यसपछि बिस्तारै आई गट ओभर इट बट दिस काइन्ड अफ प्रब्लम्स लाइक म अलिकति सुपिरियर लाइक म अलि इन्फिरियर छु आई माइट नट बी फिट हियर भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ आई बिन फिलिङ अ लट दिज डेज सो राइट नाउ दिस इज अ भेरी पर्सनल स्टफ विच आई लाइक टु सेयर आई एम ह्याभिङ सम हेल्थ इस्युज होइन And then I started my career early. I started walking out early. बिहानदेखि बेलुकासम्म, बिहान 6 बजेदेखि बेलुका 8-9 बजेसम्म. So because of that, I had some health issues. त्यसपछि I stayed home for 1.5 months. To 1.5 months, I was suitne basically. I had no upgrades on my skills. I had no work. Office ko kaam chai ghar basera garte, and there was no upliftment on my qualities. Then after I went back to office, I felt lost somewhere in the between. Because sabai केटा-केटाहरु हुन्छ छ मेरो अफिसमा हैन, I'm the only girl in office. So when I went back to the office, I felt like I was lost in somewhere between. अनि त्यसको एक हप्तापछि I felt like maybe I'm not capable enough to lead this team. That was because I was going through mental pressure myself. I was going through a physical pressure. Ani, okay, I think I'm not capable enough to lead this team. Obviously, I need to give this lead to somebody else. So that was me. So even when we went for competition to states, when we go for a program outside, all my teammates are boy. And there is thing called society obsessions, so that also has made a lot of effect in me. Just they, मम्मीले भन्नुहुन्न तर छिमेकीले तिम्रो छोरी दुईजना केटासँग गइरहेछ दुईजना मध्ये एउटा बोयफ्रेन्ड होला दे आर नट माई बोयफ्रेन्ड्स बट that's the assumption that's actually made about. So त्यसले गर्दाखेरि पनि those were the factors that really affected it. So यसको लागि चाहिँ the only solution I got was believing in myself. अलिकति time लाग्छ because we girls are more emotionally हुन्छ नि एकैचोटि कि हाइप भइहाल्ने कि डाउन भइहाल्ने म चाहिँ त्यो एकदमै छु हैन. So for that what I started doing was I started overcoming the fear. Okay? I'm not capable enough to lead the team. Just the feel boy. What I did was a new project was coming up. So what I told them was, okay, my summer project management ko part garas haina. I'll do project management this time, but I wanted to give myself a try. So to try gore. Then I went to different competition. I started going to people. I started giving training again. So it took me around next 2 weeks again to get back to the form. So the only thing that helped was the confidence. So whenever you have that door light as okay, I'm not fit, there is just engineering nagarnu, IT field now. No, one of the reasons is also that. But it's not about being a girl or being a boy. It's always about your capabilities and what you have inside your head. So that's what actually motivated me. That was my part of story.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've shared a very nice personal experience. I'll add a little bit of professionalism and the personal experience. So it's imposter syndrome. It's something that you lack in confidence in yourself, right? So you think that you're not fit for something because of so many reasons, like you're not fit for this, you're not fit for that. So what happens is like what happens in Nepal is we lack mentorship. We lack coaches, so we don't have proper guides. We don't know what exactly we want to do, and we want, like a father figure or someone to guide us, to mentor us, to coach us, just to bring out the best in us. And I've had this experience, a similar experience, a couple of months back. I'm already in a professional domain, but still, I've started my journey as a speaker. So I am an international speaker. I speak at different agile conferences. I've spoken in maybe 4 or 5 international conferences. I have a couple of them coming up for this year. So when I started my journey not very long back, it was only maybe 6 or 7, 8 months back. There was after I did one conference in Nepal, there was another conference in India. So it was an international conference, and I wanted to participate in that. I sent my proposal, and I was asked to demonstrate my proposal if they wanted to accept me as a speaker or not. So I had a couple of rounds of inspection. So there were like 8 reviewers, and I had to get at least 6 yeses from the reviewers, which was a tough job. And I was grilled every time. Every time some of the reviewer would come and say that this is not working, or this should have been like this, change this in slide number this one, change this in slide number this one. So I was catering the interest of 8 reviewers in one talk, only for 30 minutes long talk, right? So I was like, at one point, after having maybe 3 or 4 rounds of demonstration, I felt like I was being harassed. So I got emotionally driven, and I said that I don't want to come to your conference, I quit. So I wrote an email, And then I said that I'm going to quit. I'm not going to come to your conference anymore. I don't want to speak in your conference. And immediately after the one of the reviewers got my email, he called me back and he said that, see, Avigat, this is not the reason why we are grilling you. We are grilling you because we want the best in you to come out. So we want you to enhance your skill in such a way that the talks that you give in future are really a memorable one. So in that way, I mean, I had coaches, I had mentors, like I was assigned 2 personal coaches as well to coach for that particular talk. And they guided me so well, and I was so well-versed from my first coaching that was the only review that's been done for me so far. And for other reviews, only with the name, okay, Avigat Pokhral is speaking on this topic, it's fine. Either I get yes or I get no. So it was, I mean, I'm so thankful for my coaches and mentors who mentored me so well, who grilled me so well that I was able to, do the best. So it's about having the best mentors that you can. So, I mean, there are like events, there are networking events in Nepal as well. Join them, be a part of them. You will have mentors, you will have coaches. You might have confusion, you'll have confusion a lot of time, but go for help, ask for help. Tell them what you want, don't be afraid. Again, speak out, raise your voice, say that this is what I'm looking for, but this is not working the way it is. So have mentors, have coaches, and let them help you. So ask for help is what I would like to suggest.
Thank you.
Okay, in my case, yeah, also linked with help. So for first time when I was at my workplace, I had to fix my website problem, and it was too technical. I take hours and hours to learn about it in YouTube and Google it, but it was not getting into my mind. And I was afraid to ask for help. Should I go to my senior and ask for help? Or no, I should not ask for help. I was appointed for the lead position, and if I go and ask for help, people have a kind of bad image about me. So should I go or shouldn't I go? It took me a lot of hours to decide I should go or not. So, and then finally, when it took a lot of time, I was a lot of time deciding should go or not go. Okay, June, so I'll go and ask. I went to that person and asked, how to fix it. And then he calmly fixed it, so simply. And त्यति बेला चाहिँ मलाई के भयो यस्तो इन्फेरियर फिल भइरहेको थियो कि लाइक आई आस्क्ड हिम फर हेल्प नाउ ही माइट थिङ्क आई डोन्ट नो एनिथिङ मलाई यो पोजिसनमा राख्नु मलाई यो लिड दिनु वाज जस्ट अ वेस्ट आई थिङ्क आई वाज नट द राइट पर्सन फर इट मैले अलिक छिटै नै सुरु गरेँ जस्तो लाग्यो त्यस्तो टाइपको फिलिङ्स आफैमा आइरहेको थियो एन्ड few days later the same person came to me to ask about some stuff related to content marketing. Prito, how to do this? And that gave me so much of confidence, like okay, it's normal to ask for help. Even the person expert in one field don't know about other, and that is very normal. And when he asked me that question, and my confidence level boosted up into 100 times, okay, I can help somebody in my field and they can in their field. So it's completely okay to take help and help other. So from that, what I learned is you have 2 options. One thing is share and learn, and another thing is learn and grow. Sometimes there might be many situations where you have to learn, you have to go to that person and ask for help, and that is where you start learning from. And another point is the things you have, you can teach to the person who is more experienced than you. So you're not perfect in all things, and if you become perfect, there is no learning point. So it's okay to feel imposter, and it's okay to feel like, okay, I'm not good at this. So from that point, from that incident, I start asking for help with anyone. Okay? I go to the expert. Help I went to the expert and, okay, I don't understand the minorest thing. And, okay, help me in this. Okay, I don't understand. It's my expert. Now, help me understand this in the simplest way. So, my help कुरा hour and hour लगाएर YouTube, Google बाट कम्प्लेक्स कुराहरु बुझ्नलाई टाइम लाग्थ्यो त्यो मैले एक्सपर्टबाट सिम्पल वेमा लर्न गर्ने अपर्च्युनिटी पाएँ एन्ड फ्रम दैट अनि अब जहिले चाहिँ अब म जुन फ्रेशरहरुसँग काम गरिरहेको छु इन्टर्नहरुसँग काम गरिरहेको छु एन्ड देन नाउ आई नो अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड देयर सिचुएसन कि उनीहरु पनि हेल्प माग्न अप्ठ्यारो लागिरहेको होला जस्तो फिल हुन्छ एन्ड I'm the one उनीहरूले भन्नुभन्दा अगाडि गएर ओके यसमा तिमीहरूलाई यस्तो यस्तो कन्फ्युजन आउनसक्छ इट्स ओके मलाई पनि बुझाएको थिएन मलाई पनि केही आउँदैन थियो आई स्टिल से मलाई प्रोग्रामिङ राम्ररी आउँदैन इट्स फाइन आई हेभ टु लर्न इट होइन टु गेट ग्रेजुएसन सर्टिफिकेट अर समथिङ आई हेभ टु ओभरकम इट मैले लर्न गर्नुपर्छ एन्ड द थिङ्स विच आर आइ एम गुड एट त्यो मैले अरूले सेयर गर्नुपर्छ दिस इज द वाट आई लर्न फ्रम बिङ इम्पोजर एन्ड या समटाइम मेनी टाइम त्यो क्विट गर्ने आइ एम नट एट द राइट प्लेस भन्ने फिलहरू आयो बट एट द्याट टाइम वाट आई थिङ्क इज यु सुड नट क्विट ट्राई नै नगरिकन क्विट गर्न चाहिँ हुँदैन रहेछ वन्स जस्तो भए पनि राइट होस् रङ होस् गिभ अ ट्राई वाट वी थिङ्क इज ब्ल्याक एन्ड व्हाइट हुन्छ सबै कुरा कि त राइट हुन्छ कि त रङ हुन्छ नो बट what I am learning here is there are lots of gray component in between and those gray components are more important than that black and white. So black and white भन्दा the gray component is important रहेछ भन्ने कुरा अहिले feel गरिरहेको छु. So being an imposter, I have felt many times that I am an imposter, I am not at the right place, but I have overcome it. So I am very happy that I don't know many things. So that I could learn now. Yeah, now I have to learn this, that I have plan ahead me. So this is making me day by day better. That's it.
Before listening to Dovan ma'am's moment, for the audience, if you have any similar experiences that you'd like to share, then please think about it because after this session we'll open the floor for your question, for your experience sharing. Yeah, please, Dovan ma'am.
यो इम्पोस्टर सिन्ड्रोमको बारेमा चाहिँ होइन मलाई कस्तो हुन्छ एउटा चाहिँ हाम्रो भित्रबाट हाम्रो एकदमै इरेसनल इनकन्फिडेन्स पनि हुनसक्छ होइन आफै सेल्फ कन्सियस भएर पनि भएको हुनसक्छ र कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ यो एक्सटर्नली इन्ड्युस्ड पनि हुन्छ कि किनभने वेन यु आर अ माइनोरिटी होइन तपाईँको मेजोरिटी त एकदम टेरिटोरियल हुन्छ नि त हाम्रो ठाउँमा यो मान्छे किन जाने भइरह भने सो दे ट्राई टु डाउट यु होइन दे ट्राई टु बिलिटल यु अर तिमीले गरेको अप्रोचलाई चाहिँ द्याट्स नट द राइट अप्रोच हामीले गरेको अप्रोच चाहिँ राइट अप्रोच होइन दिस इज इभन लाइक वाट डज इट मिन टु बी कम्प्युटर साइन्समा हामी अथवा टेक्नोलोजीमा गुड हुने तरिका चाहिँ यो हो भनेर दे सेट द स्ट्यान्डर्ड दे सेट द डिफल्ट भनौँ न त्यसबाट पनि भइरहेको हुन्छ अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ अब आई थिङ्क जति पनि यो टेक्नोलोजीमा अहिले जुन भइरहनु भएको वुमेनहरू चाहिँ आई थिङ्क यो अल आर प्रिटी कन्फिडेन्ट होइन यो कन्फिडेन्स साथमा यो सबै एडभर्सिटीमा नि यहाँ आइरहेको होला होइन तर वाट आई वान्ट टु टेल कन्फिडेन्स भनेको नि फाइनाइट रिसोर्स हो कि आज एकदमै कन्फिडेन्ट हुन्छ तर त्यो घरिघरि डाउट भइराख्यो भने इट जस्ट इरोड्स अवे कि जस्ट बी भेरी केयरफुल अबाउट द्याट है र त्यसको लागि चाहिँ होइन वाट आई सजेस्ट कि जस्ट बिल्ड योर सपोर्ट नेटवर्क होइन उहाँले भने चाहिँ मेन्टर खोज्ने कि हेल्प माग्ने कि साथीहरूसँग कुरा गर्ने कि होइन आफैले आफैलाई सेल्फ टक दिने कि होइन अरू सेल्फ हेल्प बुक पढ्ने कि अर रिड द हिस्ट्री एन्ड बायोग्राफिज वाट एभर होइन जस्ट बिकज दिस कुनै पनि फिल्डमा यस्तो माइनोरिटी हुनु भनेको इट्स नट इजी सो रियलाइज द्याट फ्याक्ट एन्ड देन यु के मैले मेरो आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्स भन्दाखेरि म 9th ग्रेडमा हामी कम्प्युटर साइन्स प्रोग्रामिङ कन्टेस्टमा गएको थियो देवर 3 गाइज म जना मात्रै केटी थिएँ तिनीहरू अगाडि अगाडि थियो म पछाडि पछाडि हुन्थ्यो होल डे होइन इट वाज सो अक्वर्ड तर त्यो बेला मलाई मतलब लाग्दैन थियो बिकज आई वाज कन्फिडेन्ट होइन पुल्चर क्याम्पसमा नि गएँ उनीहरूले के भन्थ्यो झगडा सगडा मतलब हुन्थ्यो बट बाई द टाइम आई वाज 4th इयर होइन अनि म मेरो इयरमा हाम्रो सकाउनु बित्तिकै आई गट टिटो हकाइ भन्थ्यो अहिलेको डियर वाक छ नि आई वाज वान टु गेट द जब फर्स्ट के अनि सबैजनाले के अरे दोभानले त सिभीमा हल्ला हल्ला के गफ हान्यो बिकज सी सो गुड एट टकिङ उसले त जब पाइहाल्यो नि यु नो बिकज वुमेन आर जेनरली बेटर एट कम्युनिकेसन एन्ड दे थिङ्क द्याट हामीले चाहिँ एकदमै गफ लगाएर चाहिँ जागिर पायो भने जस्तो होइन अनि अब समहाउ इभन दो आइस त यो हल्ला हो भने पनि होइन इभन अब तिम्रो रेक्रुट गर्ने मान्छे पनि त्यहाँ 3जना बसेको हुन्छ दे आस्क यु यो जेएसपी थाहा छ ऊ थाहा छ भने जस्तै बिकज दे आस्क यु द वे दे लर्न नि त होइन आई टोल्ड देम गिभ मी एन एल्गोरिदम आई सल्भ युर एल्गोरिदम बट आई डोन्ट नो अबाउट अल दिज अदर टुल्स भनेर भने होइन सो वाट your recruiter थिङ्स वाट your म्यानेजर थिङ्स तिम्रो कलिगले के भन्यो त्यो भोइसहरू तिमीले जति रिजेक्ट गर्दा 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 पनि इट गेट्स इन्टु यु के एन्ड इट बिकम्स दिस अदर भोइस इन यर हेड होइन अनि मलाई त जहिले पनि त्यो डिटो हकमा काम गर्दा मलाई भोलि निकालिदिन्छ होला भोलि के द्याट इज द इम्पोस्टर सिन्ड्रोम आई डिन्ट नो द वर्ड देयर ओ माई गड लाइक दे आर गोइङ टु थ्रो मी टुमोरो अर डे आफ्टर टुमोरो भनेर के होइन सो देयर आई डिड भेरी वेल होइन एन्ड देन एनिवे सो भनेको चाहिँ all of you just be aware of the situation and just be prepared for that.
Thank you.
I think most of the topics are covered by panelists. So I just want to add, saying, I'm just trying to add a little bit of more perspective from like the human perspective. Cover by what I felt in my journey was wherever I went, I was the minority in the class. So you see that all of us, I think the lesson learned for all of you is to take away few things that would help you in the future, right? So everybody had like a similar journey, similar to me, so I'm not far away. So I would like to share from a little bit from the international perspective. When I went there, first of all, it's very challenging. Technology ta chhaँदै नै छ हैन, तर it's also challenging that the cultural difference between so much in your field, but it's the communication, it's your personality, it's new culture. Are you saying the right word? Are you saying the right way of saying hello? Or whatever. There are so many things that link up with all of these, and the only way that you can come out of all of these questions, concerns, factors are testing it out, going and doing it, going and challenging. I've always taken roles that what Ms. Abhigya ma'am is saying is, you challenge yourself. This is not enough. If you have concern, you go and do it. If you go to a new country, try to learn, do research, try to be prepared. You might fail the first time, and same thing. The funny part is, I lived in US for so many years, and when coming back, I'm facing the same challenge. I've been questioned every day about whether, even in family life, whether with my two girls, am I able to take this challenge? Am I able to come to this event from a Saturday rather than being with the girls, two girls, whether I come to spend time with all of you, or whether I stay with the girls, right? So, it's because I chose this, because I want to be part of it, and this is my chance to get to know you, and this is my chance to learn about this country. This is my chance to know, what are your thoughts and what is what are my challenges. I'm recruiting from the local market, from Nepal, to present it to the international market, right? So my challenge is to understand what are the challenges that people are facing here, that they're not able to communicate. Last night I had an interview. I was at the office till 9 p.m. I was with the international client presenting two of my Delphi guys. And the problem is, it's guys, but the problem is not only with the guys and girls, but what I'm trying to say is, you just have to prove yourself, because the communication, what they're trying to seek is, you need to deliver that, and that comes with experience, and that comes with doing different things. And if you have questions or somebody doubts you, I get that all the time. Like, even now, here, really, Nepal ma यो हुन्छ? साँच्चै नै यस्तो गर्ने हो र? साँच्चै हुन्छ र? So many pieces, and I've always, proved people wrong in so many things by just doing it. But just going it, I can do this, I can make it possible. The bottom line is just try it if you're unsure about it. Question if somebody questions you. If somebody says, do you really can do this? I'll try and see. So if it doesn't work, I'll learn two things out of it. So just have that spirit. Don't take too much stress, and you're too young. Enjoy as much as you can, and then just make the learning process fun, and that will solve a lot of your problems.
Thank you. Quickly, because I already announced, is there anyone who wants to share? Okay, very short, please, because we have a time constraint. Yeah, very short, please. Yeah, we only have 2 minutes left. Yeah, please, go ahead. There's a mic coming to you.
Good evening, everyone. Afternoon, actually, sorry. So I want to ask something to Mr. Fretu. So your academic qualifications, the university you are enrolled in right now, is it really helping you find solutions in your workforce? And if it is, what university are you enrolled in?
So, okay. Currently, I'm studying at Software College of IT and E-commerce. I mentioned it back then also. So it's a British degree. Before joining Software, like many plus two graduates has the confusion के 4 वर्षको कोर्स पढ्दा के हुन्छ 3 वर्षको कोर्स पढ्दा के हुन्छ टियुले मान्यता दिन्छ दिँदैन आर वी एलिजिबल फर सरकारी जागिर अर नट हैन त्यो एकदम धेरै कन्फ्युजन थियो म पनि हैन मैले 1 इयर ग्याप लिएको थिएँ एन्ड देन 1 इयर भरि लाइक मैले आफ्नो स्किल्स डेभलप गर्नु सँगसँगै आई स्टार्ट रिसर्चिङ अबाउट दिस स्टप्स एज वेल हैन अब मैले पढ्ने अनि त्यसपछि मैले पढेको कुराहरू कति भ्यालिडेट हुन्छ एन्ड आई विल गो फरवर्ड यसले लाइक म नेपालमै बसी भन्ने विल इट वर्क अर नट बिकज धेरैसँग मिसकन्सेप्सन के छ भन्दाखेरि 3 वर्षको कोर्स गऱ्यो भने मान्यता दिँदैन अर समथिङ लाइक द्याट त्यस्तो खालको कन्सेप्ट छ होइन बट एक्चुअली भन्नुपर्दाखेरि आई एम भेरी मच सेटिस्फाइड and that I choose British degree हैन यसबाट चाहिँ मैले लाइक हाउ इन्टरनेसनल डिग्रीहरू कस्तो हुन्छ हैन नेपालमै बसी बसी बाहिरको डिग्री गर्न पाइरहेको छु वान अफ द बेस्ट पोइन्ट हैन एन्ड नेक्स्ट इज त्यहाँको कल्चरहरू कस्तो छ एन्ड बेसिकली हामी चाहिँ असाइनमेन्ट फोकस्ड हुन्छ हैन सो होल इयर लर्न गरेको कुराहरूलाई एउटा फ्रुटफुल प्रडक्ट बनाएर देखाउन सक्नुपर्छ हामीले हैन सो इट्स मोर अबाउट प्र्याक्टिकल नलेज के हाम्रो जुन मैले आई डिड रिसर्च होइन आई वन्ट से द्याट हाम्रो टीको कोर्स अर पियुको कोर्स अर केयु कोर्स इज ब्याड अर समथिङ त्यो भन्न खोजेको होइन बट ब्रिटिस डिग्रीमा वाट चेन्ज आई फाउन्ड इज सबै प्र्याक्टिकल फोकस्ड हुन्छ वाट डे टु डे लाइफ अहिले हाम्रो वर्ल्डलाई जे चाहिरहेको छ त्यो कुराहरूको बारेमा पढाइ हुन्छ होइन सो बाहिरको डिग्री नेपाल बसी बसी पढ्न पाइरहेछ एन्ड आई विल लर्न सो मच अफ कल्चर अबाउट एजुकेसनल कल्चरहरू मैले जान्न पाउँछु भने वाइ नट गो विथ the British degree I go with the software college and I'm studying Coventry University there which is the 13th ranked 13th best university in UK best 13th best university हो UK को so त्यहाँ पढ्दाखेरि चाहिँ like the culture is so fascinating अहिले म हेर्छु कि मेरो साथीहरू who are doing different university or something हैन उहाँहरूले चाहिँ के कम्प्लेन गर्नुहुन्छ भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो त 4 वर्षको कोर्स भन्छ and it will take us 4.9 years ग्रेजुएट हुनको लागि एक्जाम पनि टाइममा हुँदैन इटिसी कम्प्लेनहरू अनि त्योहरू सुन्दाखेरि चाहिँ what I feel satisfied कि वाउ मैले यो गरिरहेको छु आई डोन्ट केयर भोलि गएर मलाई सरकारले मान्यता दियोस् नदियोस् आई डोन्ट केयर अबाउट इट तर मलाई यो डिग्रीले चाहिँ के सिकाइरहेको छ भने यु हेभ टु स्टार्ट समथिङ अन यर वान यु आर क्यापेबल दिस डिग्री इज मेकिङ मी एबल कि डु समथिङ अन यर वान सो आई डोन्ट केयर हु विल गिभ भोलि गएर मलाई यो कम्पनी हायर गर्छ गर्दैन भन्दा पनि भन्नु माइन्ड क्रिएट गर्नुभन्दा पनि दे आर मेकिङ मी एबल टु स्टार्ट अन माई वान अनि भोलि पर्सि गएर अरूलाई जब दिन चाहिँ सिकाइरहेको छ कि यो डिग्रीले मलाई सो आई एम भेरी मच सेटिस्फाइड द्याट आई चुज ब्रिटिस डिग्री दो आई एम नट हियर फर द सफ्टवेयरको प्रमोसन गरेर जस्तो लाग्ला नो होइन जस्ट आई एम गिभिङ यो पाथवे हुन्छ नि आई एम भेरी मच proud and I was very satisfied भनौँ न 3 इयर्सको इभन माई पेरेन्ट्स वर अगेन्स्ट इट होइन 3 वर्षको कोर्स रे अनि भोलि पर्सि बाहिर जान प्रब्लम हुन्छ अरे वाट इफ भोलि पर्सि तिमी बाहिर जान खोज्यो भने अनि 3 वर्षको कोर्सलाई दिएन भने के गर्ने इटिस बिकज मार्केटमा यस्तै र्युमर्सहरू हल्ला होइन फैलिरहेको छ क्या 3 वर्षको कोर्सलाई बढी लिस्ट प्रायोरिटी दिइरहेको छ इटिस होइन बट what I like to say, go with the facts, go and visit software college, go and visit other British degree provider or any other international degree provider and look at their facts, check the facts, whether their students are going to abroad or not, whether their students are getting enrolled in international university or not. Don't go with the rumors. We are in the era of technology. Everything is getting digitalization. Yeah, everybody has Facebook account, हैन. So Facebook account लाई चाहिँ के भन्छ नि त्यो आफ्नो साथलाई एड गरेर पिक्चर लाइक गर्न कमेन्ट गर्न मात्र हैन. It is very useful tool के त्यसबाट जे पनि गर्न सकिन्छ के any information you need हैन that's come over it के. So do research about it हैन. आफूले युज गर्ने टेक्नोलोजी डिजिटल प्लेटफर्महरूलाई राम्ररी युज गर्नुहोस् रिसर्च अबाउट इट होइन सो डोन्ट रन आफ्टर द र्युमर्स एन्ड मार्केटको हल्लाहरू इफ यु वान्ट टु चुज अ करियर पाथ अनि तपाईँहरूलाई एकदम धेरै टाइम भइरहेको छ ला हुँदैन होला नि ट्रस्ट द फ्याक्ट्स के
Thank you, Pritu. Thank you so much for your answer. I hope you got the answer. Just to sum it up, basically, if I give you like 5 seconds to sum it up in one good reason why you think all the girls in the audience should study IT, just 5 seconds, please. Otherwise, Asta will kill me.
We are in era
just one sentence.
Okay.
Sorry.
Why study IT? Because it's a field where you can explore everything, and everything is possible here.
Thank you.
Yeah, women are given more priority as well. Like these days, like they take in more women, they say that, okay, we want to hire women, and women are actually doing better than men as well in some fields of IT. So, so go for it, and it's a really good field as well.
Well, that was 5 sentences, but
Okay.
yeah.
World is getting digital. We all know that everything is getting digitalized. So go with the trend. Why follow world traditional?
Thank you. Dilban ma'am.
Am I good or not? भने क्वेसनमा अड्किनु भन्दा पनि you are already here, होइन? You are good enough. What is the value I can create? होइन? What is the unique value I can create? भनेर सम्झिनुहोस् and go with that.
Okay.
So one of the important factor in all of the women life is work-life balance, and IT can give you that. You can work internationally and here from your computer in your home and everywhere, and this is the best job in the world to become a mom and a family and a work-life balance for. This is the best job.
Thank you. And just to add to that, girls, again, Softorica's advertisement, right? The Softorica College is giving 20% flat scholarship for all the female students. So now's the time if you want to start your IT journey. Thank you. And there's a question. There's,
I think it's important. So I like to see more female tech CEOs. So what does it take for a woman to be a CEO in IT field? Like one of the CEOs can
any
answer.
one of you can take it in 2 sentences, please.
So the question is, what are the skills that you prepare for it? CEO is a very important role. It's your company is the face of the company is the CEO. So anytime you see the scandal, first thing is, even if it's a smallest scandal, the first thing is the face. CEO is the representation of that small action that somebody did in your organization. So it's your responsibility. So imagine that kind of responsibility in your shoulder, day in, day out. When you're sleeping, it can happen at that time. So things should run in certain way that you're responsible for day in, day out. That's number one. Number two, you are not doing one function like in any other job. You're doing multiple functions. You're hiring, you're financing, your representation of the boards, you're pleasing the clients, you're delivering the best, you're involved in the community to give it back, and you have a vision that needs to be accomplished. So those are the skill set, and those could be done step by step. The previous conversation, so you can just have what are the roles of a CEO, have that in your timeline. Just say the first year I'll be focusing on my communication skills, second year is the technical skill, third year is the finance, fourth year is the HR. There you go. So, along with that, it needs a lot of experience, a lot of dedication, and, you can go to sleep, but it's your baby and it's your project, and, it's your responsibility. So so just keep that in mind, and we need more CEOs in the world, definitely, women CEOs.
Thank you. Thank you, all the panelists. It was a very delightful conversation, and we hope we could at least inspire one girl in the audience, maybe, or more.
Did anybody, just a quick question, did anybody change the mind from any other field coming here saying that I want to go into IT? Good.
Nice, yeah.
Only one hand? How many of the girls here or boys want to go into IT?
Already in IT.
Okay, so we
Nice.
have a good pool.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, audience, for listening. Thank you.